and welcome to my lab. This is just going to be a quick video showing the replacement of a fuse holder in my VARIAC power supply. You can see right now I'm zoomed into the wiring box on the power supply, and the power supply itself is over there, as you can see. But I'm just going to be showing how I installed the fuse holder. You can see here that I have the new nut put on for the fuse holder and the new fuse holder right here. The original fuse holder, well, I lost the cap for it, and I replaced it with an inline fuse holder, but I figured it's time to just get a new fuse holder and put it in. And I had to drill the hole a little bit larger in this steel box here to accommodate the new fuse holder. But I got the new fuse holder put in, so now all we have to do is solder it in. So I'm going to go ahead and warm up the soldering iron, and then we're going to get started with that. I made up a new wire. I'll point with my solder here. I made up a new wire right here, and I ran it to the lug. The hot side goes to the tip of the fuse holder, and the neutral comes to the outer body of the fuse holder. And now I just have to solder those two wires in, and then I'll be able to put this thing back together. So once my soldering iron warms up here, we'll be able to do that. And this iron heats up real fast, so I'm just going to give that a couple seconds. And I'm using a Weller iron right there, as you can see. So I'm just waiting for that to heat up. Okay, it should be hot now. Okay, there we go. We're melting solder. So now it's time to go ahead and solder this on. So let me see here if I can get in here and solder the first lug. Okay, I think that's soldered, so now we're going to go ahead and solder the other lug. Got to heat it up. Make sure I have enough solder out here. Okay, so that was a soldering job on the fuse holder, and I'm just verifying that my wires were soldered well. Let me just verify here. Okay, we're soldered pretty well. Now I'm just going to touch up this joint back here a little bit. Touch these up a tiny bit. Okay. I'm pretty confident in my work. So now that we have done that, we can be able to reassemble the fuse holder, or the power supply. So I'm going to take the wiring box out of my makeshift vise setup here. And let me see if I can orient the camera back towards the rest of the workbench. Okay, so let me see here if I can get my vise setup out of the way. I was using another vise to clamp this one in. Work on that. Bear with me. While I unhook my vise. You can tell this is being a little bit stubborn here, but come on. There we go. Okay. So that has been unhooked, and now I can go ahead and put this back on the bench where I keep it, but I'll do that in a little bit. For now, I'm just going to get these vices out of the way. Okay, so now that I've gotten them out of the way, we have the wiring box Original fuse holder. Let me turn off my soldering iron. Get that cooling down. And we'll do another inspection here. And now, basically all we have left to do is we have to go ahead and install this into the power supply itself. And we'll go ahead and I'll put the fuse in when I'm done. So here's the VARIAC, and I'll see if I can get a good look at that. Now this thing's wired. The wire from the switch. Let me verify this. This wire, I remember, went up here like this. Let me just get the power cord up here so I have more room to work with. This wire went here, just like that. And that's what I like about this, is all of it is screw terminals. So it's extremely easy to hook up connections when you have disconnected the unit for servicing, and that just makes the whole servicing process a lot easier, so I don't have to be desoldering wires when I'm trying to work on this unit. So it makes it so much easier to be able to get in here and service this unit because of everything being on screw terminals. So let me get a better screwdriver because that one is slipping out easily. Okay, and now last but not least, we have the actual wire from the fuse holder that has to be soldered, or not, excuse me, not soldered, but put on its terminal. And this is kind of awkward to do because I had to shorten this wire up a little bit. So let me just see if I have enough room to get this in here. I hope I do. Okay, it's on there. So we're going to kind of have to get in from the side. See if I can tighten it down. Okay, so that's been tightened down. Just kind of going over everything here, and everything's looking good, so I want to see if this can be put back together. Now the screws on this thing have to be lined up on each end, so I'm going to try to do that. There's one. And then the other screw will go on. Okay. So that's basically it. That was just a quick video showing how to replace the fuse holder on one of these